Okay, so let us start. Today we will try to solve some numericals which were asked in GATE examination. So actually I am taking up questions from GATE because it would be helpful for you when you prepare for the GATE exam. Moreover, the questions that are asked in GATE examinations are of a certain standard and they involve uh, many concepts at the same time. So it is helpful in understanding the subject and the concept behind solving the problem. So that's why I am taking up the GATE problems. So let me start. Just let me know whether I am visible, my screen is visible or not.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so let's start. Do anybody has got any solution for this entry of the students at different time during the session? It creates a lot of disturbance. So please tell me some way out how it could be tackled, because time and again I have to switch to different windows and allow the people to join this session. It is quite annoying. Anyway, let's start. So I will start with the problem which is based on buck boost converter, and it was asked in GATE exam, GATE 2017 in set 1, and it was of 2 marks. Okay, so question goes like this. So let me first draw the buck boost converter. So we have got this inductor here, and then a diode here. Okay, and then again a load, resistive load is there. So this is VO minus and plus. Okay, so this is a buck boost converter. This is the switch, this is the diode, and this is the input voltage. The question is the input voltage of a buck boost converter is varying from 32 to 72 volts. 32 to 72 volts, and the output voltage has to be maintained at 48 volts. Okay, so output voltage has to be maintained at 48 volts. So the question is, and also the operation is in continuous conduction mode. It is in CCM. That means the inductor current is never falling to 0. The question is, what should be the range of D? What should be the range of D, the duty ratio. D is the duty ratio. Okay. So let us try to solve this. Before solving this question, let me tell you that normally DC to DC converter, when they are used for power supplies, so they are normally regulated. That means the output voltage is not allowed to vary with certain uh, although there is a certain delta V variation allowed, say of 1 volt. So it is not allowed to be varied beyond 1 volt. That means output voltage always remains at say some fixed value, V out, although there may be change at the input side. So such type of problem are real life problems, and they come in designing of DC to DC converter for regulated output. So this question also, it do not, and in such questions we have got some closed loop control. Okay, because closed loop control is necessary to sense the output voltage and take corrective action if it is uh, varying uh, uh, more than the allowed value. Okay, so that is controlled by varying the duty ratio of the switch. Fine. So that means from in this question you could see that input voltage is varying a lot from 32 volts to 72 volts. Okay, and the question is that output voltage still has to be maintained at 48 volts. That means we have to control the duty ratio D in such a way that whatever be the value of input voltage from 32 to 72 volts, output voltage should always remain at 48 volts. So that is what is asked here, that what should be the range of D. Although no closed loop control uh, is there in this particular problem, but actually it pertains to the regulation problem in DC to DC converter. I hope you understand it. Okay, so let's start by solving it. So it's a bit simple to solve this question. So to find out the range, simply we have to uh, invoke the input output voltage relation in case of continuous conduction mode, and we know that the output by input voltage are related to the duty ratio by this relation, isn't it? So this is the relation. So we take a case when the input voltage V in is equal to 32 volts, and let us now try to find out D when the output voltage is equal to 48 volts. Okay, let me allow some people are trying to ask access. Okay, admit. Okay, so from these two conditions, we can easily find out D. So just put 32, sorry, not 32. The output is 48. So put 48 here. So it becomes 48 divided by the input is 32, and this is equals to 1 upon. Okay, it is not 1 by 1 minus D, sorry. Please, there is a correction here. It is by 1 upon D.
So minus D over, no? Minus D upon 1 minus D.
It would be minus of D upon 1 minus D. But since you see, I have actually taken the polarity like this. Already I have taken reverse polarity. So this equation is okay. If I would have taken the relation like the polarity like this, plus here and minus here, then it would have been minus of D by 1 minus D. But since I have already taken the polarity as minus above and plus here, so I would be using this relation VO by Vin equals to D by 1 minus D. Okay, is it fine? So 48 by 32 is equal to D by 1 minus D. So if you solve this, you will get D equals to 3 upon 5, I think. 3 upon 5. Similarly, when you take the second case, case 2, when the output voltage is 48, input voltage is 72 volts. So input voltage is 72 volts and the output voltage is 48 volts. In this case, I will have 72 divided by, sorry again, this is 48. 72 divided by 48 equals to D upon 1 minus D. So this will give me D equals to 2 upon 5. So D lies in the range.
So 48 upon 72.
Yes, okay. Oh, again made a mistake. Sorry again. So please correct it. Output voltage is 48 and input voltage is 72. So you get D equals to 2 by 5. So 2 by 5 is less than equal to D, less than equal to D, and D is less than equal to 3 by 5. So this is the correct option. Actually, 4 options were given in the answer and you had to choose one. So the correct option is D lies between this range, 2 by 5 to 3 by 5. Okay. Now let me take one more problem. The second problem is also uh, of the buck boost converter. Okay. So let me draw the circuit diagram again for the buck boost converter. So the question is, this is a buck boost converter and we have got this switch S which is operating at 10 kilohertz. Okay, and we have this inductor whose value is 0.6 millihenry, and this is the diode. The input voltage is 50 volts, and capacitor is large enough, and the output voltage here is 75 volts, and it is almost constant because of the high value of the capacitor, and moreover it is given that the circuit is operated at duty ratio of 0.6 or 60. It is mentioned that 60% duty ratio, so it is basically 0.6, and it is operated in CCM, the continuous conduction mode. Okay, so the question is that you have to find out the peak input current, the peak input current. So find the peak input current. That means the current that is flowing at the input side So what is the peak value of this IS? Okay. Fine. I hope question is clear. So let us now try to solve it. This question was asked also in 2017 in GATE, and it was in set 2. The first question was in set 1 and this question was in set 2. Okay. Okay. So let us try to solve it. So one thing to note here, when this switch is the current will only be flowing in the circuit when switch is closed, isn't it? So peak input current would only be occurring when the switch is closed, and when switch is closed, the current will be flowing here in this loop, and this diode won't be conducting at that time, isn't it? So that means the current that would be flowing through the switch, and the maximum value of that current is equal to the maximum value of the current that would be flowing through the inductor during the interval 0 to dt when the switch is closed. Okay. So if that is the case, then we know that the maximum value of the inductor current is given by the uh, the average value plus delta IL by 2. This is so suppose I am trying to draw the inductor current. This is your delta IL, and the average value of inductor current is this IL average. So, and this would be your IL max. IL max, and IL max is given by this relation. Okay, so this IL max is same as I2, the symbol which I used when I was discussing the derivation. Okay, so IL max and I2 are same. Okay, let us now try to find out the average inductor current and the ripple in inductor current divided by 2. So how can we find it out? Okay, so let's start with delta IL. So in the mode when switch is uh, conducting, so in that case, what would be the voltage appearing across the uh, inductor? So if I apply KVL in this loop, okay, so this is your plus, this is minus, plus and minus. Okay, so basically the inductor voltage is equal to 50 from KVL when the switch is conducting, when S is conducting. Okay, fine. And what is VL? It is del L di by dt. So I can write down instantaneous rate of change of inductor current, and the average rate of change of inductor current would be same because the slope is constant, divided by dt, and this will be equal to 50. Okay, so we know what is d, we know what is frequency 1 upon t, what we know what is L. So if I try to solve this and find out delta IL, then I will get delta IL equals to it will come out to be 5 amperes. Please check this. check it out. Delta IL is 5 ampere because L is given. L is 0.6 millihenry. Then D is given, duty ratio, that is 0.6, and moreover the input voltage 50, so that I have written already 50, and frequency is 10 kilohertz, that is also given. So if you put in all the values, then I can find out value of delta IL, which will come out to be 5 amperes. Okay. Okay. So now let us try to calculate IL. We have calculated delta IL. Now we need IL average value of the inductor current. How to calculate it? So it can easily be calculated. You see, the average value of the input current times the input voltage will be equal to the average output current, which actually will be constant, times the output voltage. So if all the components are assumed to be ideal, if all the components are ideal. So if that is the case, then I can write IS average is equal to VO upon VS. Okay, so S is basically, this is V in. Okay, VS and V in are same. Sometimes I use V in, or sometimes I'm using VS to represent the input voltage. Again, please don't get confused by that. So this much times the output current. So VO by VS. So what it is? VO by VS. VO by VS. So VO by VS is, VO is the output voltage and VS is the input voltage. So I can write it here as D upon 1 minus D times the average output current, and this would again be equal to D upon 1 minus D times the average output current will be given by VO upon R, since it is constant. So I can write it like this. So this will give me, this will be equal to, so if you put in the values that are given in the question, okay, so what I get, okay, so actually I need average inductor current and not the average input current. Okay, although this holds good, but our intention is to find out IL average and not IS average. So IL average, okay, IL average will be given by I naught upon 1 minus D. So this would be the relation between the average inductor current and the output current. So this can also be obtained if you just see the waveforms of the currents. From therein you can find out this relation. Okay, so I'm directly using this relation. You can find it out. So I naught is given by V naught upon R, and this is 1 upon D. And we know V naught is given. V naught is 75, and R is given. It is 5, and D is 0.6. So 1 minus 0.6, and finally this will come out to be 37.5 amperes. Okay, 37.5 amperes. Now finally, what would be your uh, uh, IS max? The peak value is equal to, I told you it is IL max, and this is equal to IL plus delta IL by 2. So we found out this delta IL is this IL is average inductor current, so that we found out 37.5. And earlier we found delta IL also. Delta IL was 5, so this divided by 2, and we get finally 40 amperes. So peak value of the input current would be 40 amperes. Okay, this is not the average value of the input current. Average value of the input current can be found out by this relation. Okay, which I was actually trying to find out, but it was not asked in the question. So you can find out the average value of input current from this relation also. The question was to find out the peak value of the input current, so that would come out to be 40 amperes. Okay. Now take me just one more question and final question, and then we will wind up. Okay. Then this is another question on buck boost converter only. So I've got this converter. So the diode here, and then here we have got a battery. So input voltage is given as 100 volts, output voltage is 500 volts. Okay, and the switching frequency is 10 kilohertz. 10 kilohertz, and this L is given as 100 microhenry. Okay, and moreover, one more information is given: T on plus T off is equal to 100 microsecond. This is also given, and it is given that, okay, someone is trying to seek access. Let me allow him. Okay. And one more information is given that the current through the inductor is just continuous. So it is just continuous. Okay. It is falling to 0, but it do not remain at 0 for just touches 0. So this is discontinuous. It is not discontinuous. It is just continuous conduction. Okay. So this is the case. And now the question is, first part is to find out T on, and the second part is to find out the peak value of the inductor current IL. Okay, so you could see here, this is the peak value IL max, which we saw in the previous question. And one interesting thing to note here is that IL max will be equal to delta IL, isn't it? So this question was asked in way back in 2002 in GATE. So at that time there used to be only one set of question. So this was asked. So let us try to find it out. I have got uh, this buck boost converter. So we know during the interval 0 to dt, the inductor voltage VL is given by L di by dt, and this is equal to input voltage, and input voltage is given as 100 volts, and L instantaneous rate of change of inductor current will also be equal to the average rate of change of inductor current. I'm just writing it down here, is equal to 100. Okay, so from here I can find delta IL. Delta IL will be equal to D times 100 divided by uh, frequency times L. So D is already mentioned in the problem. No, D is not given. So we have to find out D also. How to find out D? It's simple, because input and output voltages are given. We know that the output voltage upon the input voltage is equal to D upon 1 minus D. Again, I am not using this minus sign because of this polarity. Just you see the polarity is opposite here. Okay. So, so these two zeros gets cancelled. So 5 minus 5D will be equal to D, and 6D will be equal to 5, and D will finally be equal to 5 upon 6. So let me use this value of D here. So D is 5 by 6 times 100 divided by F is given. It is 10 kilohertz. So 10 into 10 to the power 3 times L. L is given 100 microhenry. 100 into 10 to the power minus 6. This is minus 6. So if you calculate it, it will come out to be 83.33 amperes. 83.33 amperes. That is the peak value of the inductor current, which is also equal to the ripple in the inductor current. Okay. So these were the few questions that were asked in GATE examination, and I thought I should solve it for you. Okay. So I'm stopping the recording here.